So hello and welcome to Balsall Radio. Today we are joined by a very special guest, David Stableforth from the Berkswell Scouts, and he's here to talk to us about the Berkswell Scout House Appeal. It's a very, very important fundraising event for the Berkswell Scouts, and of course it has a massive impact on Balsall Common as well. So we're here joined by him today, and we're just going to ask him a few very, very simple questions and see what he has to say. So hello David, thank you for coming on the radio today. What is your role at the Scouts first of all?
I'm the chairman of the appeal for the Scout House for Berkswell.
Alright, that's brilliant. So first of all, just tell us a little bit about what the Scouts do in the community and what the Scouts are about generally.
Okay, well, Berkswell Scouts have been here since 1928, and they have had a continuous presence here ever since. They now take boys and girls from all of the parishes around, as well as some of the Coventry wards, and from nearer Solihull. There's 100 of them, composed of beavers, cubs, scouts and explorers, as well as Scout Network. And they have a Scout Hall, which is what we're going to talk about, but here they learn they have fun, meet friends, have adventure, but as well as that, they learn a lot of skills which it's difficult to get elsewhere altogether. They learn about leadership, they learn to do projects, they're given challenges, and they learn important life skills like swimming and first aid and leadership and to make things and to go on expeditions and to go camping. And they learn this in a safe environment in that Scout hut, as it now is, under the leadership of 15 individuals who all give their time voluntarily. Nobody's paid for this. And these separate groups, the 4 separate main groups, meet on 4 separate nights of the week, and for about 2 or 3 hours, and they learn these skills, and they, in doing so, they get involved in the community. They throughout the year they help with barbecues and village fetes, and they have their own camps for each separate group. They get involved with local charities. They loan out equipment and hire equipment for local organisations. And they have a really important and high profile in the village of Berkswell and in the parishes around. Right. I don't want to suggest that the other villages don't have their own scout groups. Some of them do, and some of our Berkswell Scouts and Cubs go to them, and similarly there's come to ours.
What sort of age group is it that actually you can attend the Berkswell Scouts if people are looking to get involved?
Well, the Scout group itself comprises individuals between the ages of 6 and 18.
So it's pretty big gap.
Pretty big, and these days equally girls and boys join, and it's a popular and thriving Scout group, and we have a waiting list. And unfortunately we have to turn people away because we don't have space for them.
So it's quite a popular organisation.
So it's a very popular organisation, yes.
So talk a little bit more about the Berkswell Scout House Appeal. Now obviously this is quite a big thing that you're doing at the minute. Okay. And if you'd just like to tell the viewers and listeners who could be listening on the station at the minute, just tell us a little bit about what the Berkswell Scout House Appeal is, and what essentially how are you raising the money for this?
Okay, well the present Scout House was built 50 years ago by the Scouts themselves, and now it's out of date, dilapidated, expensive to repair, expensive to heat and maintain, and does not meet disability regulations. And the Scouts have decided that it's really not fit for purpose anymore, and they need a new one. The new one will be built in the Berkswell Spinney, which is near the centre of Berkswell village. It will be built on the same footprint as the old one, which will be demolished. The Scout House was designed by an architect who is himself a Scout leader in Berkswell, but a professional architect, and he designed this in consultation with obviously the Scouts and the executive. And the building has been costed, I can say, at approximately £400,000. And the Scout House Appeal, of which I am the chairman of the committee, was formed in September 2014 to raise really about £2,000, because we'd already generously been granted a pledge of £200,000 by a local charity. So the Berkswell Charities is an organisation who have helped us and support us considerably, and we have to raise this additional money. And we're doing this. A group of 11 of us meet every month to discuss how to go about doing it. Now, we have a variety of ways of doing it. First, I want to say that the Scouts themselves, the whole Scout group, have really put their back into this and have raised a very, very good sum of money, which they have pledged to us, and they continue to fundraise and will continue to do so up to the time and beyond the time of building. So they're not only raising money for their own organisation to keep it running, but also for us. So that's the first thing. The second string to our money-raising organisation is that we have a sponsored brick project in which individuals in the community or organisations are asked to buy a brick at £60 for one, or £120 for a bigger plaque, which is double the size of a brick, on which they can inscribe anything they like, the name of their company, the name of their child who's a Scout, the name of themselves or a relative, or commemorate someone. And we've sold well over 100 of these bricks in total.
Very impressive.
And using the money, that will add to our fundraising. Next, we have approached many national and West Midlands charities, charitable trusts, who decided that they will give money for Scouts, and many of these have given us quite a lot of money, or pledged it to us. That is a pledge. They give us the money when we reach near our total. Local parish councils, residents associations, societies, local organisations have all given us most have given us generously some good sums of money. And the other thing is that we get donations from individuals, very, very generous individuals who give us good sums of money. And finally, we have a corporate approach, where we're approaching all of the businesses, or most of the businesses in Berkswell, Balsall Common, and the wards and parishes around us. And we're saying to them, would you give us some money to help support the Scout Hut? And if they do support us, they give us good sums, and we have received sums of between £100 and £2,000 from at presently about 20 local businesses and organisations who've given us either cash or benefits in kind for our building or for our other events.
So there's a lot of people getting involved.
A lot of people in the community getting involved. There's one other thing I'd like to say, is that back in November 2015 we had a Scout House winter ball at the Birmingham Motorcycle Museum, and that itself raised nearly £7,000 clear profit.
Well done, that's fantastic.
And many hundreds of local people came to that, and so that was another way in which the community got involved.
Very good, very good. So if you were a business and you were looking to take on this corporate approach that you mentioned, how would what would a business get in return for donating to the Berkswell Scout House Appeal? So that's in terms of what would they get back in terms of community and that?
First of all, they get the undying gratitude of the Scouts. They would then get, they have the knowledge of having helped the community through helping Scouts become good citizens, better citizens. They would get a plaque on the wall of the Scout House, on which their name would be engraved, with the date and not the donation itself, but the fact that they donated, if they wish. And finally, they get publicity through the presence in the Scout House, and also perhaps through Balsall Radio.
So it's a very good opportunity to get to get involved with the Scouts there. So you're going to get publicity through the Scouts as well as donating and getting involved with local organisations.
Businesses will benefit in those ways, and
something definitely to get involved with.
It is, yes.
Definitely, good. So if someone wanted to get in contact, was sitting at home now watching and thinking, you know what, I want to donate to this. How would they get in contact with you or a member, like a representative of the Scouts?
Well, the best way to get in contact would be with me, and my address is Tower House, Spencer's Lane, Berkswell, CV7 7BZ. And my telephone number is 016765 33279. Alternatively, they could get in touch with the treasurer, who lives in Balsall Common at 145 Kenilworth Road. Those would be the best ways of getting in contact with us. Okay. One or other of us would tell you how to go about making a donation.
I believe you have a Facebook page as well, so people could probably...
We do have a Facebook page, and it could be done through that. You can also donate through the internet.
All right, brilliant. I was leading very nicely into the next question, actually. Yeah. So if people want to donate, probably the best thing to do is just contact the number or the email you've just provided.
Yes.
And they would get through. Yes. You would explain how to do it further from there.
Yes.
I assume that's correct.
Yes.
Brilliant. So if we look at how important do you think the Scouts are to Berkswell, Balsall Common, and obviously the wards that you explained previously? How important would you say the Scouts are to the community?
Yeah. Well, I was a Scout myself, and many of the other leaders and members of the executive who lead the Scouts were also Scouts themselves, and we help them now because we recognise the great benefits there are to girls and boys who become Scouts. As I said, they learn skills life skills, which of course they can learn anywhere, but these are skills all learned together at the same time with friends, where they have fun once a week, where they get involved in challenging projects, in adventure, and in camping and canoeing and expeditioning, and eventually challenged by awards like the Duke of Edinburgh Award, all of which the Scouts support.
So it's a very good platform to start early life.
It's a very good platform for young people to start early life, and in my opinion, it alters people's lives.
It sounds very exciting, to be fair, doing stuff like that. I mean, I would be, I'd sign up straight away, but I think it's probably a little bit late now. So is it something you could, the Scouts, something you could put on your CV, or maybe to help you in applications further down the line?
I think colleges, universities, potential employers will all, in general, look very well on Scouts and the life preparation it gives them. And I would strongly recommend for any young person applying for any of these things to put not only the fact they've been a Scout, but also their achievements within the Scouts.
All right, brilliant. And a final question, which is a little bit cheeky of us, but what would you say your favourite radio station in Balsall Common is?
Undoubtedly Balsall Radio.
That's a very good answer. Thank you. Thank you, David, anyway, for coming on this show today.
Thank you for asking me and for your support. Thank you.